Spring has finally arrived at the Lake of the Ozarks, and what better way to celebrate than to check out all the boats, PWCs, and marine accessories at the Lake of the Ozarks Marine Dealers Association Spring and Water Boat Show, brought to you by Lake TV and Iguana Marine Group. So, Austin, it's been a wee bit windy today, and it's good to get out of the wind on this gorgeous cruiser yacht, which is one of your big brands here at Iguana.
It really is, and we really brought a lot of cruisers yachts to this show just to showcase the cruisers yachts brand, and just feel like we're not doing cruisers yachts and ourselves justice by not getting these out in front of everyone here at the lake. So they're just an awesome product, and really excited to have a great day to show them off.
Yeah, I got to tell you something. I'm always so impressed with them. We see a lot of boats at the Lake of the Ozarks. We see a lot of really nice boats at the Lake of the Ozarks. But one thing I love about cruiser is not only are they gorgeous, they're really highly functioning, like there's all sorts of neat little amenities built into them that you get a lot of bang for your buck, actually.
You really do. Yeah, and that's one thing on, this is the 390 Cruisers yacht, and it's just awesome. You can see our back seating area here. It's just all great layout for lounging, laying out in the sun, things like that. It's just a really great free-flowing boat.
I mean, I would never want to go home because I saw how all of that folds out into a huge couch, and you just don't want to get off the water.
Exactly, and that's what I love the most about this brand is they're really functional, and just the layouts are just different than any other boat you see out there. And they're always coming out with new product and new layouts, so that's why we just love the brand so much, and couldn't be happier to have cruisers yachts.
And of course, my favorite model is the one that has the open bow, so you can have dining in it, which is not something you see very often in a cruiser.
No, you really don't. That's our 338 Cruiser Sport Series, and I'd say that's probably our most popular boat, and it makes sense for Lake of the Ozarks. You've got a great mid-cab and a big open bow.
Well, let's talk about the Lake of the Ozarks and the love of cruiser yachts, because you have been consistently in the top 5 of dealers. Is that around the world?
It is. Yep, the top 5 dealers in the world, and it seems like every year we're right in there in the top 3, top 5. So we're really excited, and Cruisers does a great job about supporting us along with all of our other dealers too. And another great one that we have one here, but it's hard to see because these big boats are around it. But our Rinker brand is also a big brand that we have in cruisers and bow riders, so really excited to have them as well.
Well, and I want to point out, when we say around the world, most of the other dealers are in places where it's summer all year. Yep. And so really, when you have a limited season down here, it's really saying something for Iguana and the brands of boats that you sell, that you're really very competitive with other people, not just nationwide, but worldwide.
Yeah, we really are. And that's the great thing about Cruisers Yachts is they are in Oconto, Wisconsin, right by Green Bay. So, it's an American-made boat. They're one of the largest manufacturers in the U.S. They go up to 60 feet. So that's pretty rare, from 33 to 60 feet.
You have a really big one coming in, don't you?
Yeah, we do. We've got a 60 fly coming in that's going to be here at the lake here soon. So it's going to be a big one.
And as much fun as it is to talk about these beautiful boats, these high-end boats, I also want to point out that you sell pre-owned boats. You also have boat rentals.
Yeah, definitely. Boat rentals and pre-owned. We actually have a new location, our showroom location, right off Passover Road. So great indoor showroom, marine store, and we also have a used and clearance lot right up by Backwater Jacks. Yeah, and our service location is right back behind us too. So I feel like I go on and on between rentals and riprap and docks and service, all of those great things that really is kind of a one-stop shop.
But you guys rent fishing boats, which is something not everyone does.
Yeah, we do, and that's one thing with our rental companies. They rent a little bit of everything, and if we have a customer asking for something, the good part is we have a boat sales company too, so we can always order that boat. And we did just get a whole new fleet again this year, so brand new. I believe they're 2019, so all brand new tri-tunes and deck boats, all that good stuff.
You can't beat that.
No, you really can't. So it's pretty rare that whenever you rent a boat, you could be the first one that really takes it out after we get it all ready. So it's just a great experience for our renters too, just to have that new boat feeling.
Well, one great thing about all this is if you want to know anything about Iguana, they can go to a single website, and it will put you in all the directions of everything you offer, because it's such a wide variety of services and products. So let's talk about the website, and are there any specials going on here for the next few months that you want people to know about?
Definitely, and we always run great deals, we feel like, but especially now with having some leftover models and a new showroom. So we've got a lot of inventory right now, so at boat shows we're always trying to blow them out, and this is a leftover boat here, so we've got a lot of great deals going on. Like you said, we've got a clearance and used location too, so drive through there, check it out, call us. You go to our website at iguanaboatsales.com, check out all of our inventory, or call into our showroom at 355-5027.
And we're here on this beautiful low boat with Dan from PDQ. How many years have you guys been here at the Lake of the Ozarks?
This should be our 11th year as PDQ. It'll be about our 9th or 10th year coming in with the low pontoon boats. Probably about 7 years with the Misty Harbor, which is the one directly behind us, and our second full year with the Sailfish, which is just beyond that.
So I love that you guys are always very tried and true and reliable, but you're always shaking things up as well and bringing on new lines and different facets of your service department.
Yeah, and bringing on a new line from time to time, it's kind of, you got to go with the flow and what the general public is actually looking for.
So let's talk about pontoons versus tri-toons, and just what are some of the new updates we're seeing this year? And man, isn't it great how they just keep growing?
It is. The primary thing is, years ago, everything was a pontoon, which meant 2 logs. Not a huge amount of performance gains by any means. It was basically a floating barge, and no matter how much horsepower you put on it, you never got anything out of it. Now when they put that 3rd log underneath, it now performs more like a regular boat. So that same engine is going to get you 30-40% more speed and manageability of the boat. Carrying capacity is even higher because now you have more buoyancy. And now with all of the engine manufacturers, especially Mercury, stepping up to the plate with the bigger and larger horsepower options, the pontoon is not really just a pontoon anymore. I mean, it is actually a performing, high-speed pleasure boat.
And they're pretty nice boats too.
Amenities on pontoons are just like anything else. Car, automobile, airplane, does not matter. It's just a matter of which price point you want to be. When it's all said at the end of the day, it's 3 logs in the water, a deck, and the price tag depends on how much fluff you want inside.
And really, there's a lot of fluff. The sky's the limit anymore.
Yeah, most definitely. We've got boats ranging from the $30,000s all the way to the $130,000 range for the same size boat with the same engine. So there gives you a rough idea how much fluff can actually be put on a boat and how much you're actually going to use and don't really care for. You go for a little bit better price point, but you still get the same performance because you still have the same engine, you still have the same boat construction. It's just all your amenities is what's your basic price difference.
And it's still well worth the while to stop by and see all of you and take a look at some of your models, but also people can check you out online.
Yep, they can go to pdqmarine.com or give us a shout via the email at pdqmarineservice@hotmail.com, or just give us a call. You can get us at the shop line at 365-5900 or the sales office line, which is 365-7620.
Excellent. Let's let folks know where you are here at the Lake of the Ozarks.
Our service department is actually located inside of Voyage Marine and Storage. It's a facility my wife and I built. PDQ, like you mentioned, over the years, we were growing and we basically ran out of space. So my wife and I built a new facility for PDQ to expand their wings a little bit and have a little bit more ability to meet the customer demands and needs. And that is located on HH, just off the strip, the second driveway on the right-hand side. The sales department is on Bagnell Dam Boulevard at 3007 Bagnell Dam.
We've gone from talking about pontoons, tri-toons, to now talking about power boats here at Voyage Marine. Once again, Dan, we touched briefly on the fun run that you have in September. Last year was your first year. A big part of that, though, is Voyage Marine and the fact that you now offer these power boats.
Yeah, when we were fortunate enough to be signed up as the first and only Power Quest dealer in the country, we decided kind of last minute last year to It's like, well, if we're the dealer, we got to get the word out there a little bit. So we decided, I'm a PowerQuest owner, I'm now a dealer. Let's get the rest of these PowerQuest owners together and see what kind of little get together we could have. It was a great turnout for a very first year, very, very minimal advertising. But 80% of the group that actually showed up came in from out of state. So I'm not exactly sure how my marketing strategy worked on that one, but something went right. So, but this year we were up in the Grand Rapids show, not just recently, and I took all, say, 20, 25 flyers, and I came back with none of them. So it looks right now that we're going to be at least doubling our fleet for next year.
Well, let's talk about the PowerQuest boats. What was it that you saw in them that made you want to be a dealer?
It wasn't really so much what I saw in them, but like I said, with being an owner of one, and this will be my 18th year with it, there's just something about it that exceeds the quality that you've seen in any of the other boats. There's a styling aspect to it that just has a certain uniqueness to it. It doesn't have that mystique about it to where there's an arrogance to it at all. It's a very, very high quality, well-built boat for the common person.
Okay.
It doesn't need an attitude. It doesn't need an ego. It speaks for itself. It is 100%, in my opinion, the best of every possible aspect in a boat and performance that you can possibly get in a manufacturer.
So if someone's looking at going from maybe, they've had tunes in the past, or maybe they've just had runabouts, but they really have this aching to own a powerboat, you're saying this is a great place to start.
It would be a very good place to start. We're definitely not the bottom of the rung. We are definitely in the upper mid to even probably closer to the top end class. And all you need to do is hop on one of them. The boat that's sitting behind us right now, you can see it from the sales. It's a 99,
right,
and it's here in 19. So it's basically a 20-year-old boat, but you wouldn't be able to tell it from its look. It still has that classic look. There's nothing really that needs to be changed too much other than a couple little upgrades in rigging.
It's just an amazing boat, and I believe you have other pre-owned boats on your lot, don't you, to sell?
I do. I've got 3 or 4 more other pre-owned PowerQuest. The first brand new 38-footer is actually at the factory right now. They're doing some final prepping and rigging. They were supposed to be doing some water testing this weekend, but with this major snowstorm coming through, I'm not too sure they're going to have an opportunity to run this weekend, but certainly towards the end of next week, they should be able to do the final water test and get it down to us.
Well, it's great to have them at the Lake of the Ozarks. Let's let people know how they can find you on land and online.
Online, right now we're still working on a little bit more construction on our website. So our Facebook page at Voyage Marine and Storage is actually our best avenue for getting in touch. And in the Voyage Marine and Storage building is at 347 Horseshoe Bend Parkway, which is the second driveway on HH off of Bagnell Dam Boulevard.
Jesse, Quick Car is well known for cleaning people's vehicles. Many people don't know that you actually provide a service where you clean boats as well, and they don't even have to bring them up and drive them through the car wash.
We sure do. So we've been cleaning boats here at the lake since 2009. We introduced that, and it's taken off every year. It's grown, and we are looking forward to a good year this year.
So what I would like people to know is when you say you clean boats, it isn't like you show up at someone's place and you have mops and you're staying on the dock. You guys are actually in the water with kayaks cleaning them.
You're very correct. So all of our vehicles, a common question is, what are those kayaks on top of the trucks? So we use those to clean boats. So we use them to clean the cruisers in the water. So any boat that's sitting in the water and is not up on a lift, we use that kayak to reach all the way down to the water line and make sure that we're getting all the way out to the bow and we're not having to just reach from the dock with pole brushes.
I would imagine that a lot of people call you wanting their boat to be ready for their first time to come down for the season, but I bet you have a lot of people who want you to do it throughout the season as well.
We do. So our main menu is kind of structured into 3 different parts. We have what we call a detail and wax service, a standard wash, and a maintenance wash. The first 2 are designed for your first deep cleaning. So a lot of people refer to that as the spring cleanup. And so that's where we take everything apart. We do a full deep clean of every compartment, underneath every seat, all the carpets, the boat cover, the bimini top, everything that they have on the boat. And then after that, we have what we call a maintenance wash, where we can come back and just do a quick clean and wash of the outside, and then a dry clean of the interior to kind of just pick up from either a hard weekend on the lake or some pollen is bad this time of year. So that's a common topic of discussion for what needs cleaned.
Because if you do not take care of the boats and really keep them clean on an ongoing basis, all of these outside pollutants, whether it's pollen or something else, can really, take its wear and tear on the boat's gel coating.
It sure can. Some of the more costly services in owning a boat are the restoration types of things. So when you have to have a boat, a lot of times you have to have it, when you have it bottom painted, it needs a buff and wax. And so we can prolong that service by doing the detailing and the waxing, which protects the gel coat and gets the UV protectant on there and kind of makes it to where you're not having to do those deep buff and waxes, as frequently.
Excellent. And then, of course, it's always easier to maintain something than to fix it, right?
You're very correct.
Now, if someone wants to come down and say they want you to come down once a month or every few weeks during the season and clean the boat, do they have to buy a membership for that?
So our menu is not a membership based whatsoever. So it's all a la carte, and we do it so that you can call us and tell us when you're coming to the lake, and we go out and we get the boat cleaned the week that you're coming, so it's ready when you show up. So we're not cleaning the boat and you're paying for services that you're not getting to enjoy.
That's right. That's great. You're not obligated to a contract for something that you might not use.
Correct.
Excellent. Now, if people want to learn more, they can go to your website, tell us what that is, and then also how do they schedule an appointment?
Yep. So we would always love for you to come see us. We'll be here at the Dog Days Boat Show until Sunday, or you can always swing by our office. We're open 7 days a week, 363 days a year. So we're right next to Golden Corral. You can always swing in there, or if that's not convenient, you're welcome to call us, and our phone number is 573-552-8460, or we're always available on the internet at quickcarmo.com.
Excellent. We are here with Lake Spider Netting to talk about a plague that overcomes docks at lakes every year. And there's nothing worse, Todd, than like getting ready to run down to your boat and you get there and it's covered in spider poo.
Right.
But you have the solution for that.
Yes, we do. We got a product called Lake Spider Netting, and it's just a simple net goes above your boat. Keeps everything from dropping down on the boat from the roof purlings, which is where all the dirt, dust, and spiders and birds seem to hang out, and everything it just drops straight down. By putting this, is basically putting a roof between your boat and the problem.
And, we kind of joke about the deal with spider poo and that type of thing. But the reality is it can really do a lot of damage to boats.
It does a lot of damage to your boat, to your gel coat, to your seats, to everything. And the thing is, even when you're not using your boat, spider netting helps protect your cover, which also gets the little holes in it, and it gets just as much damage. So this is not like a cover. It actually protects your cover. So it actually helps year-round when not even you're using your boat. It does. But if you come down for the weekend, you don't have to worry about covering your boat again until you're ready to go home for the weekend, because overnight the bugs will drop down on a boat bad, and this will stop that from doing it.
Docks are pretty lavish these days. They're getting more and more well-equipped, and so a lot of times you got pretty nice furniture on these docks.
Some of these docks are nicer than their houses.
Right.
I mean, but yes, and I've had them where we've done one up over their tables and everything else, and you'll get the cobwebs and all the bird droppings won't be on the table, so you can actually sit down and enjoy a meal without having, just droppings everywhere.
Well, some people might ask you, what's the difference? Okay, I'll just hang some canvas myself from my rafters of my dock, but it really is, the fabric itself is very special.
The fabric, it is. It's a very heavy-duty product. It's like you take the blue tarps. They're not going to last long. This will not tear. It will not rip. It will not stretch. It's basically the same material as a trampoline is. And it's a heavy duty. Every one is custom made to fit to the half-inch of your dock. So it's not just like throwing up a tarp and some bungee cords. It's hung on airline cable with carabiners. It's wrapped around the outside of the post, and then the tarp fits on the inside of your dock, from side to side, length to width, and everything else. So it really protects everything, and it doesn't move. I mean, it doesn't come up and down. It stays at the top of your dock, and it flutters a little bit in the wind, which will keep a spider from making a web on it. Because if it's moving, a spider cannot make a web, because it's got to be something stationary.
So it's that little bit of vibration.
And they end up moving on down the road and finding a better place to feed.
And you'd love for that to happen. I've watched you install one of these, and it's pretty fascinating. It looks as though it's not that complicated of installation, but yet you've got to get things just right.
Yeah, it's everything's got to be right. It's not that tough of an installation. It's pretty easy. Once you've done them, as many as I've done now, it gets easier and easier. But it's like some people, I could hang that myself. I get a lot of people wanting to buy them and hang them themselves, and I do not sell them that way. I sell them with the installation, because that's part of what I do, is the installation too, so that I know my lake spider nettings are hung the same every time, instead of somebody getting one and hanging it on bungee cords and it's over at the neighbor's dock the next day or something, but it blew off.
Well, I know that because each one is custom made, there's a little bit of a turnaround time in wanting to get the fabric in. And so what would you tell people? I mean, we're in April right now. And so if they're get ready to come down, season's starting, it's time to get rocking and rolling, correct?
It is. It does. It takes about 3 to 4 weeks to get in. And then once they come in, and then I got to have the right day to go hang it, depending on what all's going on that day. But it's usually a 3 to 4 week turnaround that I get them back up and done, because each one is custom made. There's no set size. I haven't done one of them that's been the same yet. I get on some condo docks, which we get condo docks, you end up doing a couple, and those are the closest I've come where they're the same size.
Exactly. Well, I know you have a lot more information online, and people can see the product and take another look at it. So let's tell folks how they can find you online and on the phone.
You can find me on the internet at lakespidernet.com, and then you can get a hold of me through Lake Spider Net. I'm also on Facebook. There's a Lake Spider Net Facebook page, and then my number is 573-434-4887, and you can get a hold of me there, and I'm pretty well available most of the time. Busy, but we can still work things out.
And we're here with Somerset Boat Lifts. Dave, I got to tell you, as you can see, it's a little windy out here, and I was looking for refuge earlier, and I came right down here by your storage cabinet here in order to take refuge. You have been building these amazing, not just lifts, but all sorts of accessories to go with docks, and really anything to do with marine lifestyle for how many years now?
Well, about 37 now.
37. Yeah. So let's talk about Somerset, because as I said, you offer a wide variety of products and services. Let's go through a few of your lines.
Well, our main line is the boat lifts, okay? I mean, we do have accessories and dock boxes and tables and things like that, but our main focus is on the boat lifts.
And let's talk about them, because it's a very highly respected brand in terms of boat lifts. So let's talk about what makes them special, a little cut above.
Well, we're very proud of that. I'm a very focused person when it comes to personal service. We try to please, go overboard. We want to make things right. We're not perfect, but we want to make things right. And, we just pride ourselves, my son-in-law, my daughter, my brother, about our service and about the quality of our product. And, the product that we have, a lifetime warranty on the tanks as far as the extruded polyethylene, the heavy dutiness of the product for Lake of the Ocean. As you can see behind me, all of these boats are bigger than they used to be.
Right.
And we do, like you'll see the lift behind us, that is a cat lift, picking up a lot of cat boats now, boats with 3 and 4 engines behind it. So we're into a lot of variety and taking care of canoes to cruisers.
Exactly. I was going to ask you about the variables that go into it, because there's no one size fits all anymore, especially when it comes to lifts. And as you said, we're really in an outboard world right now, aren't we? These outboard motors are just getting more and more popular, and you hardly ever see one anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. And if we have, Indian summers, these outboards are great. You just jump in them and you go. Right. So that is a real plus. The industry has changed so much in 37 years. It's unbelievable. And the fads and, the wild tritoons and the big boats with center consoles and everything. It's absolutely amazing. It just knocks me over.
Well, and you were talking, you made a great point about the waters at the Lake of the Ozarks here earlier. And not just the water, you got to know about the shoreline, you got to know about the different water levels. And so let's talk a little bit about what goes into that.
Well, we have we have a shallow water model up to about 10,000 pounds. That's a plus. We have lifts that probably it takes, you can back in, you can pull in forward. We have lifts that are offset. We have lifts that with customized walkways. So lots of different variables.
Yeah, I didn't know you could have a lift with a customized walkway. I'm just going to be honest about that.
Yep. We do that. We do it with expanded metal, and we also do it with, if you would like the composite, we do it that way too.
Excellent. Now, what about pre-owned lifts? Do you handle those?
Definitely. I mean, we take trades on not every lift, but most, and we refurbish them. We give warranties on them. It's not like buying it from some realty broker or anything like that. We service them, we warranty them, and we go through them.
Now, I want to point out to folks, too, that there is lodging at Somerset.
Well, we have a resort, and it's right up the street from Dog Days. We've been at the resort business from about 1974. We were the last resort of 8 when we built, and now we're the only resort on the Lake Road. So yeah, that's a family deal for generations.
Through and through, right?
Yeah, through and through, and we're loving Lake of the Ozarks. Happy to be here, and it's a great place to be.
You know what I love about the In-Water Boat Show? I get to hang out on this beautiful patio here at Dog Days and talk to the top guy, Luke Hagedorn. Luke, buddy, it's so good to see you again.
Thanks for coming out. You know what I like about the boat show is we get to visit every year and kind of get caught up after the winter of hibernation. We can come back together and not just you. I'm always excited to see you, but all the dealers and all the great sales folks and all the people in the boating industry. For me, at least, I know they've been traveling around and going to the boat shows all in the surrounding areas, but for me, it's kind of like a reunion every year. Everybody shows up, and it's like, how was your winter? I'm glad to see you survived and all that stuff. So it's just kind of a renewal every season. I'm really excited about it.
It's like life has begun again here at the lake.
And here the sun's out. It's a little chilly, but not too bad. And, we got the pool filled up, and it's all heated, so,
What is new this year, aside from your menu that I just tried, and it was amazing?
Yeah, Chef Kevin McCowan, did it again, came up with some great, awesome new things on the menu. You got to check all those things out. A lot of fresh ingredients we're really proud of. This year's, with some minor, we didn't have the major upgrades we've had over the years. It's more tweaking and really kind of learning from the last 2 years' experience with the pool and how to really serve everybody the best we can, and just taking steps forward every year. And putting the pool in and putting some new buildings in are the things that the public can see, and they're kind of wowed by it, and it's something it's very obvious. Some of the stuff we did this year is maybe a little bit more behind the scenes, other than the parking lots, but are things that are really going to help enhance the dining experience for all of our customers and really for our employees too. Everybody's really excited about this season because it's like getting a brand new toy to play with.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not just the facilities; your events are great as well. So let's talk about your summer lineup.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, we kick things off here with the boat show. We'll have Harbor Hop Weekend coming up in early May, and my favorite part about Harbor Hop Weekend is the homegrown show. Get to bring in some local bands, some local beer, wines, and distilleries, and really kind of hang out around here. And it's all to raise money for Kids Harbor. I got to talk to them the other day. They're really excited to coming out. They're going to be bringing a big group out. It's one of my favorite events of the year. Then we'll roll into the White Party. That's a fun local event for folks. It's during the middle of the week. That's one of those ones that's less touristy, but it's a lot of the industry folks from around.
We locals love it.
Oh yeah, it's a great party. Then of course Aquapalooza. That's the one that everybody's talking about. Already getting people wanting to get on the waiting list for slips and trying to figure out all the vendor situations. We're really close to being able to announce the full entire music lineup for that night. Have a couple things that just need to fall just right to make that happen. But as soon as we know that all 4 bands for sure, we'll let the public know. And it's no matter what, we all know Aquapalooza is a great time.
It's always a good time. Now, what about Cannonball?
Oh yeah, totally skipped over Canine Cannonball. That was I've been working on that one all day today, so it was so top of mind. It went to the bottom of mind. But yeah, Canine Cannonball. That's another great one. Always love to see Lake TV come out and get some great shots for that. That's really become one of our signature events. You know, obviously it goes along with our theme here as Dog Days to bring in Doc Dogs, international canine athletic competition. It's just a huge hit. You know, the kids love it, adults love it. It's like I said, it's become one of our signature events, and that'll be early in June, right following the White Party.
Yeah, and that truly is a family event.
Yeah, definitely, and that's one thing we pride ourselves on here. We have 2 pools. We have the adult pool, which is for 21 and up, so the adults can have their adult fun. But right next to it, we have the family pools, so it's not too far away. We feel like the entire environment is still a family kind of place. Most days, there's certain days, maybe Aquapalooza is not so, But for the most part, we're really proud of the fact that we do offer great entertainment, a place to hang out, have some drinks and some great food by this beautiful facility, and we try to cater to all ages.
Thanks for joining Lake TV for our coverage of the 2019 Lake of the Ozarks Marine Dealers Association Spring and Water Boat Show, brought to you by Iguana Marine Group. Be sure to check out all of our local boat dealers at lakeozarkboatdealers.com.